Welcome to my second Dualset match. Last time I recorded, I had some audio issues, and last time I record, sorry, I don't know who this is on Discord, but this is just me giving commentary. It's not really a chat back and forth, that's why. Anyway, so I had some issues with my microphone, so I'm using a crappy microphone today, but hopefully it's at least recording and getting through onto Discord. So the audio quality will be, actually I used to use this microphone for all my videos, so it'll sound like my videos circa 2 or 3 years ago. But anyway, all right, so I guess when you put in a big set with a little set, you basically just play the big set. At least here we only have Masterpiece, and it's of course terrible. This is actually not much of a board. If you're really lucky, you could get, well, I mean, it's quite hard. There's some world where you get a really nice mint and then you can buy a lot of grand markets, but it's actually pretty hard to get that. Whereas you can also just sort of play rabble money. I mean, there's certainly more stuff you can do if you get a big mint and like an expand. So it's probably better to at least head that direction. So I'm not really sure how to do it. The opening here is pretty awful. You can do silver quarry, you can do lone quarry, though of course lone quarry has some scary outcomes. I think one problem also is that the expand on the estates is not good. Like there's nothing good to do with it. So that makes it all a bit sad. You probably do lose to the grand market thing if they get a nice enough mint. If they don't, then it's a little rougher for them. It's all very slow though. Lone silver is such a kind of pathetic opening. Maybe you can go lone quarry still. You probably want to buy a rabble. I guess there's a world where you draw like, well, that's not going to help you until you bought something nice. You could still go silver quarry, still reasonable. There's a chance you can expand. I mean, you can go estate to venture even in a deck that's more like rabble money. I don't know, the opening is awkward as heck here. Just very, very awkward opening. Guess that's what we get. Actually, it's not my fault. I didn't pick prosperity. This is Sirus's fault. They go lone silver, okay. You can try lone. I mean quarry, not lone, quarry. Of course, that makes the lone look increasingly kind of ridiculous. So I am going to hit copper here, maybe flipping a stay, which would be quite nice. Really counting on there being a long enough game here that the grand market expand stuff does something. It could easily get kind of wiped out. I guess one thing is that like silver isn't like, even though the loans will reveal quarries sometimes, like the copper hits are still pretty good and silver isn't notably better. I guess the difference here is I would have gotten to do maybe double quarry on the reshuffle here, but unfortunately, well, they're kind of hard buys. All you've got in this game are your buys, so it makes sense to think about them. They go from mint already. I don't know what they... Don't know that I'm super convinced of that. This could be a no buy from me though if I'm... Super unclear to me. Kind of don't love their mint. I mean, if they don't pair with silver, they're just buying. I mean, they basically were playing silver deck for a while. I'm gonna pass on a silver here. It'll be an expand. It's not a terrible mint either, but I think I'll make it an expand. This will just be a pass, of course. Yeah, now that I do this. I mean, truthfully, both of our decks kind of suck, but. This has got to be a mint. Here I'll go estate into quarry. Could have been rabble, but this can be another mint. I feel good now. I just don't think they really have anything going. Like, I'm gonna probably get 10 of the grand markets, at least 8 of them, I would say. Okay, I mean, I can't claim quite that, but I can go. I have to think about the order of this stuff. Whether it makes sense to go. I think you go mint to grand market here. They're getting an expand now. Mint to quarry is interesting. It does do double. Assuming you draw the grand market, it does do double grand market next turn. The other way does a single grand market next turn and then is guaranteed to hit, and then you get the quarry. the following turn. Let me think this through. So this would give us, well, this turn we probably just buy nothing. I mean, we just buy nothing no matter what. Okay, didn't get to play the expand either. Yeah, their deck is really kind of just messed up now. Even getting GMs isn't all that great for them. And there you go, Silver Venture, which is also not especially good. I guess I didn't need that core. That estate. Well, I don't know what I would have made it. I mean, I could have made it an expand, I guess, but like they'll have a deck that can buy colonies. Sometimes anyway, but I'll be able to double at least once. I guess the question is, we can empty these regardless, obviously. So do we go up to a bank? Then it's like a gold next turn. We probably buy a platinum. So they must have the bank in hand. I mean, they get a colony, but I don't know how often they'll do it. They aren't gonna double colony, which I might here, yeah. Let me check. Okay, so I can still do this in double. I mean, at some point it may make sense to get a rabble. Bank isn't actually clearly better than actually clearly probably worse. We'll see if they let me undo. Anyway. A rival may still be a reasonable get. They should be trashing these silvers with the loans. Yeah. I don't know if they have the bank. They don't have the bank. Yeah, unless they have the bank in hand, they can't call any. This is 3, 4, 17. Venture is Also pretty reasonable, and it still has the same can still be expanded into a province, which is nice. So they'll have like $1 million here, but some number of dollars. Not quite $1 million. This is pretty funny. I don't know how you're gonna play it. I don't think it makes sense to. This is the bad thing about the venture bank, is this ordering can happen to you. I'm not convinced by my plays. Right, they should play the copper, but it wouldn't have been enough. They're a never resigner. I'm clicks more than necessary. Okay. What should we play with intrigue? Oh. What did me and Assemble Me play? We'll try Nocturne. I just love Nocturne so much. I pick it almost every time. Alright, we're gonna go Intrigue Nocturne. Boom. Done. We're in it. What did we get? Well, pretty nice little board. Obviously, torture can be a thing. You can defend it a couple ways. Just taking the cursor. Alternatively, taking the curse if you have trading post may be viable, or like I guess you could have some hounds. I don't know how many hounds you'll have, but opening's not super clear to me. Lots of great fours. The Devil's Workshop looks really nice. I just don't know. That means you open with it versus, say, a mill that can get you a trading post. I think if I had 4-3, I would probably open something Ghost Town. But on the 3-4, I think I'll take silver. Not actually crazy to just open with the Faithful Hound. Particularly if you're doing like a mill or something. Not a big fan of the Baron opening. Not that it's bad. I just don't think it's the best thing here. It's a perfectly like reasonable opening. I would say. I mean, it could partly, I guess, because you think you can play it and a gain estate isn't as bad as usual, though. Your deck at the start is really not set up for that. When you have the 4/3, I guess when you compare with a Ghost Town, then that all looks a little bit nicer. To be sure. It's not crazy to just double 4 rather than take a 5 here, but not totally clear what the best 5 to go with either is. You could get you could go Ghost Town Torture and get a really nice shuffle. The Ghost Town here does really nice stuff for you. I didn't doesn't do as much for me. We'll see. I might take Faithful Hound if they go for Torture right off the bat. Man, if you cycle fast, if you play your Baron a lot and you just buy Tortures and Ghost Towns, you'll run. I mean, that'll be a slick deck. I mean, and it'll fire. And eventually you'll have a Ghost Town in hand and you'll have like $9 or something and you can go Blessed Village Torture or Devil's Workshop Torture, whatever. And that deck will run. For sure. Like, yeah, I mean, there's a world where they get the Torture off the top deck and it's pretty much GG at that point, I would say. But even if they don't, I mean, the tempo is very good for them. The 4/3 was pretty notably better. I think, I mean. So they must not draw their actions. I mean, surely you can just click them if you've drawn them, right? I mean, I guess you could have Baron with treasures, but that's fairly unlikely. I'm assuming they're just thinking about their buy. I don't know. Didn't get the mill paired with what you would ideally like, but it's really not a good shuffle for me. 6/3 is pretty bad. I probably should have gotten a Ghost Town, but because now I have another shuffle where I just don't have extra gains. Unless I take, but I think I probably need to take a 5. They're just like, yeah, they're playing well. I guess they could bottom. If they have Torture bomb decked here, then maybe I still have a shot. This is otherwise fairly rough. And I'm not sure. I like the Baron more. I mean, I like it with the Ghost Town, I said that, but I'm liking it more as I watch the deck play out. This is not going to work. This trading post is simply not going to work. They can get a Shepherd. They could go like Blessed Village Devil's Workshop or Shepherd Devil's Workshop. Or they can even just do, like I said, they can just do Torture Ghost Town pairs and be fine. That's not really a problem. I'm going to play my Hound even though I may draw stuff dead. I just don't think I can wait to not cycle a little bit there. Yeah, I mean, I don't see a lot of options to not playing it in that particular instance. Again, I'm going to assume they don't have tortures in hand, otherwise you just click them, I hope. But I assume they didn't find it and are just thinking about the buy again. What I draw mill estate? Okay, so I am gonna draw a copper. So I will have 4. We know they're doing 2 tortures here. So we just take it. They should be. They're $9. I would just go Blessed Village Torture. I mean, it depends on the ghost towns in hand or not, of course, for them. But it looks tough for me still, of course. I think there are conservative buys that Sirusc can make that are still basically guarantee a win. Yeah, so they bought the thing I said. Which seems totally reasonable. I don't know. And I'm just gonna have to take so many curses. I don't even really know how to get a deck running. Not super clear. I can get a deck running. Maybe it's worse than that. Maybe it's super clear I can't get a deck running. Again, they must not have drawn. This is, of course, making me wish I had gotten a ghost town, but. Oh, wait, I got Field's Gift. Whoa, boy. We're cooking. We're not really cooking, we're still just absolutely lost. But... Oh, they had no ghost towns in that last turn. I might have bought a ghost down. But now they're gonna play like 3. Yeah. Yeah. I still didn't draw. Okay. This is fine. Sort of. It's not really fine, to be honest. Would have been a lot nicer to draw 2 coppers. Well, it would have been, I don't know. I could trash an estate, but I do have a shepherd now. There is consideration here of basically doesn't matter if I buy I guess do the points matter at all, like keeping the estate when I need to get to a point where I can actually draw deck. How do I do that? Sort of the puzzle. And of course, then I'm living in a world where I just take the torture hits over and over. What are we gonna do here? Guess we can take 1. I mean, they're probably playing 3. Yeah, we might as well just go up and down at this point. Needed to have like estate shepherd. We need like a 4 green card shepherd hand to make something happen. Even if shepherd's on top, like it's too many coppers in this hand. It wasn't unlikely to draw a hand like that. I'm just saying that's what it would have taken for me to maybe have a turn that's good enough for me to feel like I'm still playing the game. There's not really a good reason for Sirusc not to just keep slamming Village and Torturer, because the attack is going to keep hurting me so much. I think my trading post is looking like the stupidest thing I bought. But I'm not sure Torture in that shuffle would have really made a huge difference. I think they could have discarded to it, and I don't think it actually would have done much for me. But again, it feels like, I mean, they probably shouldn't have played all the treasures unless, I guess maybe they saved a copper, I don't know. Well, they can't have saved a copper. Yeah, I would have. When did they get a silver? Did they get a silver boon, or did they just buy us? When did they buy? Anyway, I have a hard time kind of believing that there was a point where they wanted to buy a silver, but maybe they got the boon. No, we haven't. Yeah, I have a hard time believing there was like a point where once you have the Baron for money, that silver is better than Ghost Town. I'm kind of skeptical of that. Because you still get up to $9 just drawing all your little coppers and things. Once you have the Baron. Yeah, I think you can Baron Blessed, or if you have a couple ghosts, or even not Baron Blessed, Torture Blessed, or whatever. You don't even have to push a third gain. You don't really need a Devil's Workshop or a second Baron. You can just run with 2 for quite a while. You can add a third one eventually, but there's no problem. I mean, if you play 4 or 5 Tortures a turn, what am I? I mean, I'll have all the curses in a matter of a few turns, and So, best thing for me would be like province torture supplies, but even that will likely be not enough to matter for me to lose. If the resignation button pops up, I'm clicking it though. Guess they're getting a blessed village, so they brought back a little money. Yeah, you only need 9 because you could potentially. I guess you could get the gold one, though. I don't know that you would actually want to take it. Now they get to top deck blessed village, which is great. I would still just buy torture. Any number of tortures and villages is gonna get it done. Yeah, you can do trading posts. I mean, honestly, it'll all work. It will all work. We're gonna get, I guess, an imp, which, you know, won't matter, but I'll have one. It would be cool. Lots of things would be cool. There's no way to... Man, there's just nothing doing. I don't even know if the torture is the buy. It's like we need Blessed Village with like Earth's Gift to be to be the card. To be the boon. So we don't have a ghost town this turn. So we're just living off. It's like we need Earth's Gift just to be there. It's pretty good too. Because we're going to end up taking... Well, fortunately they didn't get a 4th torture, which is actually kind of awkward. They must have failed to draw tortures, because again, you would just click them. I hope. So the trading post costs them a bit there. For sure. Mostly just in the sense that it's like I take one curse is not too terrible. I mean, if I can get to a point where I'm drawing deck, I can trash the curses pretty well. I just am gonna be hard pressed to get to that point. Obviously, the deck size will be a huge issue for me still. Ugh. Look like perfectly nice buys to me. Couldn't have bought them better myself. Okay. This may be a ghost town time. I'm having to server mute people. People coming in with their mics on. Which I'm happy to remove the server mutes later on. Okay, what was I gonna get? A ghost town? That's only helpful if I have like hound, right? Though it is pretty helpful in the event that I have hound. It may have also been the play of take the take the Blessed Village again because you need Earth's Gift or you just lose. That's possible. Oh, I got bamboozled. I got bamboozled for a curse, at least one curse. Oh, there was a Blessed Village in here, okay. Well, this will probably be quite ugly unless we find imps. And then it'll still be quite ugly, but semi-bit less ugly. I don't think those are words that I just uttered. Yeah, I mean there's some world where we draw the green cards, just have all green cards top decked. We get through more of this, but it would be nice to have another imp. No dice. So then they do have torture on top. Again, or we play for, I think I have an imp down in here, which is fine, but not life-changing. The torture, I don't know. This isn't impressing me much. We know they have at least one torture. Guess they didn't play the trading post either yet. Do they not have a torture? I'm so confused. Maybe I lost track. Well, right now this isn't like the worst thing ever. It could be a lot worse. I think their trading post was a pretty big mistake. Probably I'm still hopelessly lost, but it's like, you know, it doesn't feel as oppressive as it potentially could. Now, if we had pulled Shepherd right then, we'd have moved and we would have been right back in it. This is unfortunate though, because we now have mucho garbage. We didn't get the green with the estates, or with the shepherds, not with the estates. Would have been kind of cool to find the hound here too. Sad times. We need a baron at some point. So this feels like not the point. Would have been cool to have a hound, of course. The other problem now will be The other problem is understating it quite a bit. There's no green in here. That sucks. That sucks. There's no green. I think there's one estate. I don't. Maybe the pasture. Not totally sure. I think there is a estate and pasture. We're gonna see. Well, we're gonna see all of them because there's no way to bottom deck. I think without seeing the green, because there's like Hound and Imp in there or something like that. So if those 2 green cards in there, the Shepherd will be okay. And I mean, there's always the reshuffle. Problem now is going to be that basically it's actually going to end up not being bad in the way I thought it would be bad. Not exactly anyway. The margin's much smaller than I thought it would be. It's basically just going to come down to that they have buy and I don't have buy. That I don't have buy yet. Actually, it's probably worse than that. I'm kind of assuming I draw really good this turn and get 2 curses trashed, and then that the score isn't too different, and then I trash 2 curses like the next turn as well, etc., etc. That's not too likely. Do they not have more blessed villages? Do I really have that many? They bottom deck one? Was that even possible, really? I would play the Baron, I think. I don't know. I mean, they may have 2 coppers to trash, but I would probably still play the Baron. And just go. Well, you have to worry about actions a little bit. But they've got more ghost towns, I think, that come down this turn than the other ones, so you could add maybe another terminal. I don't know exactly what they have. Oh boy. Oh, I really dislike that. Wow. Wow. I super dislike that. I really don't like that. They probably can safely discard here. If they have a torture in hand or 2, they can probably safely discard. Well, they didn't add draw, so I mean, they trashed a little bit, but they didn't add draw, so if they couldn't draw deck before, they did add a stop card. So I mean, I guess they just don't want to take the okay, 2 is something. You know, 2 green cards off this. Beggars can't be choosers. Now this is quite sad, but I could buy a province, which seems awful. Over time, it feels like I'll lose. And what am I getting? I'm getting another Imp. I mean, that turn was about as good as I can expect. It would have been cool to... I don't know exactly what's bottom decked, actually. I I don't know that the piles are gonna like disappear. That would make me think I could just buy province. You know? But I don't think that's gonna happen. And so I don't think province. I do have a decent point lead, but I think they eventually either can province duchy or whatever to make it up. And then I need the baron. I don't know that I can draw, but I feel like I need the baron. I was gonna say that if I had well shoot, we can do it once and make them prove. Yeah, okay. They proved. I mean, it was like all but guaranteed. And of course, this is very slightly worse, but not hugely. Is there any ever advantage to discarding with the hound? Or can I turn on my torture autoplay? I think I can turn on the torture autoplay. Oh, they have $18. That's a lot of dollars. What gives me the best? Maybe it doesn't matter hugely about the imps. Okay, good shepherd. Very good shepherd. We get some nice imps here. Know it's gonna happen. We all know it's gonna happen. Wait, there's another imp. How much of that does it leave as green on top? What's in there? Well, one of them's a mill. 2 estates mill. Okay, I think this is alright. Or at least it's not horrifyingly bad. Not that it's good, but... Guess who else can double province? Did you guess? But did you guess? Yeah, this is like this state trash. Buy gold. Really looks like a throw to me. They may be fine though, just on the back of a province duchy here. It can even do a little better than that, so it's becomes a little riskier for them, I guess. I should have done it on my turn, shouldn't I have? How much money did I have? 20. I didn't need. Oh, I didn't. I should have gotten a state. Yeah, that I did the same thing that I'm thinking they should. I should be at 20. I mean, it's there's a balance, right? I mean, it can potentially hurt you, but I think a state with 2 shepherds is worth it for me to get the 2 points. I should have done that. That was just a play too quick. I should be stopping and thinking like they're doing. Because that could be, I mean, that could be fairly impactful here. Those 2 points as far as the dancing. Like if I were up by 6 with them trying to consider they're greening here, because now if they go province, well, I don't know if the money for that, but yeah, okay, they are doing it. It's like they go province, duchy. Now it's hard for me, though. I mean, they can whiff, or at least in theory they can whiff. I'm not sure if this is worth. Okay, probably, given that. I don't think I need the money necessarily. Wow, this is not it. This is not it. Now we just absolutely need the does double duchy keep me in range if they double province? Depends, I guess, if they... I would love to get a really juicy shepherd one of these times, but it has not happened. So if they double... I don't know if they have the money for that. Not clear. I don't remember. They may. What did they have? 10, 14. No, they don't quite have the money for that. Well, they can do ghost towns. I guess then there's a risk, but... I can tie? No, I can win. I can definitely win. In fact, I'm going to, but I mean, we're not quite there, but do I need the... I only need... Do I need the mill? I only need $13. So I have that by a long shot. I don't need the mill. Not that this matters. I don't know why I'm playing all this. This is all... Okay, we have $18. Yeah, I definitely blew it on not playing the Baron the right way that one turn, but I fortunately they didn't have enough money to double double and whatever get the estate, so we were able to close it out. Wow, what a game. I guess that's a lesson in not resigning, because it was, I mean, to be honest, it was a resignable game, but I'll choose adventures. Good fives? Nope. Well, I mean, they're good. I guess it doesn't matter. There's overlords. So that's nice. The fives are actually good. They're just not incredible openers. Okay, so long term we would like to dominate, but there's a lot of ways to get there. The draw is pretty weak. Well, you can buy overlords instead of lost cities, so you can. The draw is not weak, I wouldn't say, but it's weaker-ish. I don't know. If they're a smithy or like a wharf kind of thing, that would be a lot more powerful, but just because there's plenty of village effects. Yeah, I'm gonna open page overlords pretty easy. And then encampment stuff doesn't matter pretty much at all. Legionary attack will matter until we get the champions up, but whether you can do it before they get a champion up is a little questionable. I don't know if the gladiators will get revealed or not. Encampments are nice if you can do artificer stuff, but I mean, if you can artificer for them, but buying them is pretty depressing. Well, you can buy them early on just as like an expedition kind of thing. Pretty interesting board. It's mostly get a lot of overlords, to be honest. So my opening's a little nicer. Whether it works out to be nicer, I guess, will remain to be seen. We could artificer something right on top here, but since we do have an estate and a copper, I think we just trash. I mean, there's something to be said for just while you have debt, putting some 5 on top. What it would be, maybe legionary, and then just buying another overlord. But I think I like the trashing. I think you even just buy another overlord better than like an encampment for the reshuffle. Their cards missed. Well, not yet. This is sad. This was quite sad. It could have been really good. I mean, I could have been like a, you know, probably full turn if we hit right off the bat, but that's okay. Second page, not in love with. Like, super not in love with. This is just a single trash, which looks a little bit meh. We've got an artifice or a thingy on top. Let's just leave it. Play Legionary. Second page is fine, but not exciting. IMO. Two silvers is not great. Not awful, but not great. I don't know how much artificer stuff you get to do. Trying to figure it out. Crown for artificers, basically. Or, sorry, artificer. Discard to gain crowns using your artificer. I think is a pretty nice one. I would love to see them buy a third page. That would thrill me, but no dice. Yeah, you've got two options for your since there's still an overlord down in here, I'm gonna leave it. I guess, well, okay, second page makes sense in light of getting a hero, to be fair. And in fact, I may keep this hero for a few turns until they have threat of playing Legionary, I guess. Which I suppose happens pretty quickly, actually, but. I mean, if you haven't drawn your warrior, surely you just click encampment or Lost City. Like, I don't. Maybe you go for, maybe you get the gold and get the encampments. I don't know. They just seem a little bit questionable. That is so weird to me. Like, what? Don't you try and draw the warrior? Like, surely you try to draw it. Oh no, and now you're getting. Do they not have overlords in hand? Oh, you don't want to trigger it. See, then they put these silvers in. If they trigger shuffle, they go encampment into play a warrior, and then these silvers in the shuffle. That's really bad. That just makes the hero so much more delayed. That's really rough, actually. I would love to get the last overlord if possible. I don't know if they're gonna have the money for it or not, but they don't even play warrior, so warrior's just not getting play this shuffle at all. I don't know what these choices are. They're really bad. This particular game, I mean. Okay. So the last card's crown, so I guess I'll crown the hero. It would be kind of nice to have gotten a trash in, but this is all right. What we'll go artificer. We'll go ahead and just put this encampment probably. It would be interesting to try and get another. I really needed to get a trash, would have been really great here, but the sequencing didn't quite work out. I could just buy a temple and then just play it at the end of the turn. Kind of hard to justify that over another crown. I guess the scary thing is if the crowns don't get paired with anything, but which could happen. See, this is a huge shuffle. Well, not huge. Big, pretty big. It would be cool to get to a spot where we attack them with Legionary for a couple turns, because it's going to be a while before they probably have a champion. Whether that's worth the resources, I don't know. It would also be nice if we can do that in a turn where we're doing like an Artificer for a Lost City, and then, you know, but that might be a little big of an ask. I may have misplayed it. I didn't stop and think all my options through in the turn, end of the previous turn. I might have done something a little bit stupid. You don't want the curse, to be honest. I mean, maybe. It's not going to matter enough. I don't believe. You don't want an engineer. I'm pretty confident in that. The curse, I mean, it's a little bit better. You can temple it pretty easily, but you're not drawing deck yet, so it's a bit scary. It would have been so cool if his warrior hit a silver. That would have been so cool for me. In case that wasn't clear. Yeah, I mean, we'll see on the draw. I mean, we're getting 4 cards, so I shouldn't even say it. I'm speaking into existence. Oh, they have a bunch of money unplayed. Okay. They do buy an engineer. I hate that. I hate the engineer buy. I sincerely hate it. It's probably too strong of language that I'm using, but it's... it's the honest truth. Okay, so we can go I think we will go ahead and do the thing of Wajimahuzzi this time. Oh, this doesn't quite work out. And it's still pretty good. It's not really exactly what I want. This is definitely in the realm of beggars can't be choosers. Well, I mean, not beggars, but people getting almost everything they want. Can't complain too much. Wait, doesn't this just do everything I wanted anyway? Never mind. It's just, this is perfect. I mean, at some point I'll want to get something, some sort of points, either Defiled Shrine or whatever. But we're really not that close to a 3 pile at all. I think I'll just do this. I guess there's some point where I'm going to want to go ahead and exchange up, but maybe it's when the crowns are gone. Or like 2 left is fine. A fine time to do it. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks quite good for them to do that there. Or reasonable. I don't think it's gonna change the outcome in any way, but just reveal the gold for the joy of it, I guess. Okay. Now what am I trying to do? I don't know. I really wanted to. I kind of messed this up. But that's okay. Do we want to exchange now? The crowns, those crowns, let's go ahead and do it. I don't think those crowns are a huge deal. I probably should have figured out a way to do a temple, to be perfectly honest. But I guess I could have piled out this turn most likely if I'd kept the hero. That's the only or that's a bad thing that I did. I'll still be able to pile out eventually. Let's see how many actions we can get. A lot. Okay, can we pile up this turn? Probably not. I should have most likely not done that way. Oh, I did. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cost 14. Yeah. Well, I mean, I could not dominate, I guess. Not feeling as excited by this, but just for the fun of it. Yeah, we still didn't trash. I mean, we got all the encampments, so that's something, but I really am not playing this that cleanly, but it just doesn't matter. I should be able to empty those. I think I'll have enough draw. Well, I guess that's... Well, I have the golden hand, so never mind. Yeah, that should be pretty easy to empty. Only need like 15 plus cards, something along those lines. I have that. I should have that. I shouldn't have gone to champion, only for the reason of being able to end the game a little quicker. I don't think it was probably bad as far as chances of winning. I think it was reasonable from that perspective, but okay. Oh, they even bought a plunder. Okay, that makes this even easier. Super easier. Okay. One last mix. Menagerie. Say base. When I do base, I did base last time. I'll say base. I like base. Did I get the play? Okay. Okay. So we didn't get villages. Size delay. We don't have buys, so much for that. It's not a... I mean, it's like a Coveney thing. Pretty Coveney, if I say so myself. You want to be able to buy provinces too, so there's that. Gold looks pretty good. Goat herd makes the opening a little more interesting because Moneylender certainly seems like a reasonable opening here, but you do have to balance that against potential of them getting goat herds and all that stuff. So poachers seem reasonable. I think the only thing that's likely to pile is curses, so peddlers into Oasis seems like a decent buy here. I mean, bargain isn't outrageous, I wouldn't say. 2-5 Slay Coven seems pretty good. Assuming they actually have the 2-5. Delay. They do. I didn't want to fall too far behind on that. I mean, you can play like Goat Herd open now for me seems pretty bad, so I'd probably just take silver. Not a great draw. They apparently didn't. Well, I'm gonna assume they didn't find their horse in the first hand, which is nice. Hopefully it's bottom deck, then advantage is pretty well mitigated. Not completely, of course. But like if I open Goat Herd, it just feels pretty whatever with a Coven. Killing estates isn't that huge of a deal, to be honest. This is a little tough for me to go versus Coven, I think. At least a little bit. They're going hard on the Covens, which again, so now it's a question for me of gold versus Coven. They're gonna take this split pretty hard, but guess I should try to get 4 of them. That's pretty rough. Well, it's not actually. I mean, they didn't. I just buying Coven because I have 5. But hopefully I get 4. I could lose at 7-3 at this rate. They have 4. They have 5. Okay. All right. Well, I just have to find one prior to them playing 3. So if they don't have 3 in hand, there's even a world where we still split them. But I guess there's technically a world where yeah, that's a nice cavalry. I don't know if they'll try another one and try and get this big split. It's not unreasonable. To do another one. And the cavalries are like totally fine in the deck. Also have like decently good chance of getting a delay. Okay, well they didn't hit the Coven, which is helpful. I don't know if it's gonna help enough. We got quite a messy one here. So, I mean, I can try. I don't know if the cavalry even helps me all that much, but I can try and get in before shuffle. That's pretty big, actually, to get that into deck before shuffle. Also, drawing the gold, I mean, this is a really nice buy. They're, of course, going to get... Well, they're not playing Coven auto, so they're going to have to think about a cavalry, I guess. And it may not... So they may not... Okay, they just were holding Covens and staring at them, I guess. I guess they're counting for a delay, maybe. I don't really know. I don't fully understand that order of play, but... This kind of hand is a little tough, right? Everything here is going to be all about delays. And I don't know on a hand like this if you delay the Coven or if you delay the Horse. I mean, you basically, I mean, at some point a duchy will be worth buying, but it's not clear if it's now or if it's a, like here I can burn a horse. I'm going to do it like this. Okay, well, that didn't really work out, but I didn't know I was going to draw 3 golds. I don't feel like putting cavalries into deck is all that helpful. That was pretty sad in the end. But I wonder if the goat herd has anything. Like, it can trash some curses. I just don't know if that place is worth scoring a point. That's a really nice turn for them. That's an incredibly nice. I don't know if they hit exact, but it sort of looks like they did, and that's going to be tough. We drew the golds all together. I don't know if we can. I don't know if I can afford to not buy duchies at all. I wish I knew what these last 6 cards are, but I don't have any clue. Obviously, this is a kind of a money board where it's relatively important to be tracking stuff like that, but I'm just not there. So I'm gonna take a. Okay, it would have been a pretty awful delay anyway. I'll delay here. Probably this is a province for them. This is 7, so this is just not good enough. Part of the problem is going to be that they can duchy dance and it. Their deck is. I mean, the big problem is I have 6 curses. They have 4 curses. I do have the golds, but they're actually hitting like 8 on the spot pretty good. I don't know if they hit it on the spot or if sometimes they're over. But if they are hitting it on the spot, then it's more or less impossible. This also feels like a hand where they had a bunch of curses and they just triggered and they've just whiffed them from the shuffle, and so this is like a really good at provincing. That really is what that felt like to me, partially based on the delay, but also just some other stuff. Just based on how the reshuffle had gone. So if that's the case, then I'm just completely hosed, which I was very, very much hosed anyway. Yeah, they just buy duchies and it just works. Even if I double here, they have to have like a full. Yeah, they most likely just have province because there are a bunch of covenants left. Okay, well, not really gonna make it. Can always hope. Don't know how much longer, but probably this is it. I've said that previously, but the big hand size. They're not just clicking and winning, so they must not have 8. It would be funny if they don't even have duchy and I missed it by $1. But I kind of find it hard to believe that they wouldn't have. Oh my gosh, I did miss it by $1. This was. Who's in here? I mean, I can. I think I'd just take it and see. What can they get? 35? No, I have to play the horse, don't I? Here we are. Here it comes. Here it comes. Gold. Oh my gosh. Okay. I can't watch. I can't watch. I can't do it. Don't spec chat. What happens? You already know. No, they had a choice. They chose to play horse. Oh, they have another horse. Oh, they have a third horse. Why is it slow? Why are they slow playing me? They weren't slow playing me. They just wanted to go for a pile out rather than trying to. Oh gosh. Oh. Whoa. Well, I'm very lucky. Very, very, very lucky. 2 games. Well, I think this one is like, it's hard to say without seeing the hands if they like didn't make good buys. It is a little hard to tell. I don't know if they bought Covens over Golds, that kind of stuff, but the torture game I think was gifted to me. This one was gifted by the Dominion Shuffle Luck. Anyway, I'm going to stop the video, but thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'm playing another one of these in like 3 hours or something. So if you want to watch that, that's when it is. See ya.